What's up, y'all? This is Kyler and Jake from Sleepsculptor, and you're listening to Heavy Mental Breakdown.
So I saw you guys about 2 weeks ago now at Gold Sounds for the album release show of Boar's Feral. And I'm going to tell you what, I was just telling your other boys, James and Travis, that I don't know when's the last time I saw a band so fucking energized on stage. The energy you guys brought was just insane. Like I like there wasn't a second that you guys weren't just like losing your minds. I love it. It's so great.
Thanks.
You guys put on a really great show. How did you enjoy that night and playing Gold Sound? Was that your first time playing Gold Sounds, or have you guys played there before?
Yeah, that was our first time in Brooklyn, actually. And Gold Sounds. So it was very fun, very good show, very sick, a lot of cool people.
Yeah.
It was a great time.
Stacked lineup.
Yeah, insane. I was like, oh my god, every band is so fucking good on here. Like,
Yeah.
I was losing it the whole time.
Yeah, man. we kind of just hung out and shot the shit with, I think, people from every band that night. It was a really cool, like, everybody was dope in all the bands, and it was a nice, like, mixture of different sounds. Like, it was obviously more like mathcore, spastic shit, but it still had a good variety. I dug it a lot.
Yeah. So you guys are rocking out of Pennsylvania. Where at in Pennsylvania are you?
We're kind of dispersed, but most of us are in the Wilkes-Barre area. Kyler's a little bit further out towards where Harrisburg.
Yep.
Yeah.
How far is that from Philly?
For me, it's like 2 hours, 15 minutes, maybe. Like, it's not very far.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Philly
Quick
is
shot.
If traffic isn't shitty, which is never, you can shoot over there in probably like an hour and a half from where I'm at, but it's going to be over 2 hours because as soon as you hit the city limits, it just slows to a crawl. It was like what we dealt with driving into Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I heard there was a little bit of traffic getting into the city that day.
Oh yeah.
It pains me. It's like, oh, you're a mile away from the venue, 1 hour and 40 minutes away. I was like, yo, I'm gonna walk. I'm so pissed.
Put your running shoes on. I'll meet you guys there. I'm not doing this right now.
I was like, I'll get there probably somewhat quicker. I don't know.
Yeah, I love Gold Sounds. I live like 2 blocks away from there, so I'm there all the time. So many great bands come into town. So many great shows, and it all kind of feels the way it did that night. It's always kind of a packed house with a wide variety of different genres of music, and people just losing their minds. It's so much fun. It's so much
That's what
fun.
it's all about. Love to see.
Yeah. So for anyone who doesn't know Sleep Sculptor, what is just kind of like a surface level bio on you guys? When did you start doing this? What are some of your inspirations? Tell us about you.
I'll let Jake start first because he's been in it like slightly longer than I have, so he can kind of lay the foundation.
Cool.
All right, so you want to start from like the inception?
Wherever you want, man.
So yeah, we've talked about this before. So pretty much in its inception, Sleep Sculptor had 2 vocalists, and they didn't write any music. So they went to a producer, Logan Beaver. I know he does like a lot of like tour stuff. Like he's like tour manager, front of house guy. Like he works for like Motionless in White or something like that. Like he does everything. He's great.
Motionless is from PA, right?
They're from the Scranton area. Yeah,
Scranton. Yeah, okay.
It's
okay,
like
cool.
opposite ends of the same valley. We say Wilkes-Barre, we're dispersed within the valley, but it's all home. Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, wherever.
Cool.
Easier to just call it home.
Yeah.
But so in its inception, they were going to him. I think they had 2 songs. They just screamed over it, and they used that to find members. So they found me, and they found James, who was originally supposed to play bass, and he did for like 3 shows. We had a fill-in drummer. We didn't have a real drummer. And then eventually James was like, all right, I guess I got to play drums in this band too, because he also plays drums in Sleepsculptor, Toothless. He was already playing drums in, and now another band, Scorched Mind. He also plays drums in. Forever drummer guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It seems like it's funny. I just started doing the podcast this year, and I just moved to New York not too long ago. And so I didn't really know the music scene out here and the bands. And once I got this started, I started to realize just just how small this community is. And like, this person's in this band and in this band, and then they have connections with this band. And then there's just the community feels pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Sometimes me and James, like, we share 3 bands, and like, we just call it an art collective at this point. We're just like, like, this band has like the addition of, like, say, Flo or Kyler, and this band has like the addition of like Brian, the guitarist of Toothless, like, but everyone kind of just it's the same kind of people, and we're just swapping places a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But, it's just because, like, when you find the right people, it's like, why it's hard to go anywhere else, because it's so easy to just do it.
Yeah, you guys just kind of get each other. You like creatively, you understand each other, and you don't want to mess with that.
When you're on the same wavelength, it's, that's all you could ask for.
Yeah.
Really. But
so where are you guys at now? What's kind of going on in your sculptor world these days?
We've just been doing some writing, really, like, behind the scenes. We're pretty bad at social media sometimes, but it is what it is. We like presenting things. Like, I think the element of surprise is way better than just like staying consistent. But that's just my opinion. But we've been doing some writing, and that's really it. We had that Gold Sound show.
Yeah,
that was a little unexpected because we hadn't heard anything in a while, but we were completely stoked to play it.
Yeah, man.
We hope to do that more.
Yeah. How's the writing for the new material going?
I guess I'll take that one.
Yeah, you can definitely take that.
So like for the last album, I definitely wrote like most of it. Jake and Travis had songs that they brought to the table, but a lot of it ended up being like, I would bring a song and then we would all kind of pick at it and pick it apart and like add touches and stuff to it. So but the song we're talking about today, Equivalent Exchange, that was like one that I had been sitting on forever and didn't know what to do with, and then one day Jake and I just hammered the rest of it out. But in terms of new stuff, I'm pretty much like, I think I've written like almost like, I think I'm at 13-14 songs currently.
Wow.
But
he's a monster, dude. Like, his workflow is insane.
I mean, you guys can almost put out like a double album at this point. The rate you're going.
Yeah. We I think all in all what I have is like maybe around a half hour. Personally, since I was like so involved in writing the last one, I kind of feel like we didn't trim the fat enough on the last one, just from my perspective. I don't know how anybody else feels about that, but I definitely have like want to go in with more than we need this time and kind of pick the best of the best. And then there's a B-side or something. It'd be cool to put them out as like an EP or whatever, because I do really like all the songs that are written currently. But
do you guys have a time frame at all when you're thinking the new one's going to drop?
No,
not yet.
Nothing concrete. Hopefully this year. Like, I'd love to work on this year, getting recorded and putting it on paper for reals, and putting it out.
Yeah, so right now we're kind of just like I said, there's pretty much finished skeletons for like 13 or 14 songs, and right now Flo's just kind of been going through, and so we have kind of like a different dynamic. We can definitely touch on it when we start digging into the song, but the Flo's first album with us was our last one, and the way we did vocals was Flo kind of came up with the like delivery and cadence and like how it fit the music, and then we kind of continued the vibes of the lyrics from like what our past vocalists were doing. Jake and I wrote all the lyrics on the last album, so
okay.
Currently,
so you guys co-write these songs together?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool.
So yeah, this time around we're doing the same thing just because it worked well for us last time. So Flow's kind of just, I think we have like maybe 5 or half a dozen songs done with vocals and music that we're like very stoked on. So
Cool.
I'm super, I like this stuff a lot more than the last stuff personally, because I don't know, we can get into it more. I don't know if you want to like me to mention it when we're talking about the song for the episode or what, but like I said a couple minutes ago, Jake and I kind of hammered this song out. Typically up through that point of writing, we are a very like, have you ever heard the term like through composing?
No.
It's basically just like the song is just a succession of riffs or parts or whatever, and there aren't really any like callback parts. So I feel like we had kind of like a, you know, like meta thinking moment about writing, and we're like, well, what if we just like did a pop structured song instead? And like I just remember that day we came in with like the first, it would have been like the intro and the verse and the chorus, and then we just like basically copied and pasted it and like, you know, filled it out, mixed it up a little bit. But that was like, getting that one together was like kind of a aha moment for me, because I was like, it's like, for me writing this shit, I definitely let the term like mathcore get to me a lot, and I feel like I have to write some insane off the wall chaotic shit all the time. And then,
well, you're a Dillinger Escape Plan fan, so you have to.
But the thing is with them, they still have like structure in their music, like big time. They just they control the chaos into like a verse or like a pre-chorus or whatever, and it still has distinct parts rather than just being riff A B C D E F G, you know. So
Sure. So structure is important to you guys.
I think like controlled chaos is the vibes, like the new stuff.
Controlled chaos
for sure. Like
you guys should put that on a t-shirt.
That's pretty cool. And like
controlled chaos and like the
like
Sleepsculptor font,
or like a lightning font, or just something.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
We definitely like to keep it not so serious. Like we
right.
We had I can't remember who we were talking to. We found one in the merch bin at the show in Brooklyn. We did a Napoleon Dynamite shirt, and because we all love that stupid fucking movie, man.
It's a great movie.
But it's the scene where they are trying to travel back in time, and he like has all the gear on, and he puts the crystals in the machine. So we just put that on a shirt. Just stupid shit like that. We never. I think with this band, we don't want to be like too serious with it, and it like just want to do gross stuff that makes us like laugh at how heavy or.
Well, I was just gonna say, like given that story you just said and seeing your performance, it seems like you guys are just having fucking fun. You know what I mean? Like you guys are just going out, rocking out, doing your thing, and who cares what anybody else thinks? That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, man. If you're not having fun, like it's not even worth doing it. Like, you know, no one's putting a gun to my head and making me play Sleepsculptor stuff. Like I want to because it's just so fun and ridiculous. Like the whole time, and hanging out with everyone is always a blast. And
absolutely.
Blast, so.
Yeah, playing music, and also especially when you're in multiple bands, is such a great outlet for just like real life shit. It's like I'm gonna step in the studio, or I'm gonna step in the garage for a little bit and just take myself somewhere different, and just not put on the news. Don't scroll on social media. Just like we're in this moment together. It's with us and the music. It's a great outlet. That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. I'll tell you what, us recording the last album with his name's Matt Guillermo. He's the drummer in End in the Acacia Strain, as well as a producer. He's the best. But so we stayed at his studio. I don't want to like get too into the weeds with it, but he records in the same studio as Will Putney. I'm not familiar. Don't know if you're familiar with him or not. But he's like Fit for an Autopsy and Better
I know
Lovers, like producer. He's producer, plays in bands. He's like kind of the man.
Cool.
But Matt is another engineer at his studio, so we recorded with Matt, and we stayed there for a month, and I felt like all of us, we were just like so locked in there. Like it felt so good to just wake up, play guitar and like do music shit all day and then hang out at night, wake up and do the same thing again for a month straight. I would love to just do that all the time.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it doesn't seem like it's work when you're just fucking loving every part of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, not at all. And like, mind you, we were working like nearly 12 hours a day, like from like noon to 12 at night, and then we would hang out a little bit longer afterwards, just like fucking around, like making stupid stuff, like showing each other videos. And
Yeah.
like it, honestly, I look back on that month as like one of the most, I look at back very fondly at it. I'm like, that was like such a nice, like, what's the word? I don't want to say like release, but like change of pace, considering like the lead up was like the pandemic and like
oh, this was right
nonsense.
before the pandemic.
No, this was after.
Oh, it was after. Oh, okay. How did
like
the so you guys had brought that up a little bit earlier. How was the pandemic for you and your band? How did you guys adapt, or how did you guys work through that?
I don't think it was very fun. It wasn't the best time.
Yeah.
Definitely not the best time mentally or anything, I would say, for me. But like occasionally we would make it a point to like, I think we tried a couple of Zoom writing sessions. I think like one or two of us would like meet up occasionally and like try to like hash some shit out. Like, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think when we wrote Equivalent Exchange, that was one of these times. It was just me and Kyler. I drove like 2.5 hours away and we just knocked it out in a couple hours and then got food and I went home.
Does this song have any kind of relation to COVID in a way where you're getting out some of those frustrations and anger and everything that was going on at that time? Like, do you see this song as like a fuck you to COVID and what I'm going through right now?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. So, I definitely. So I think I pretty much wrote like all the lyrics to this one. But I was just so fucking pissed off about how COVID was being handled and like.
Yeah, I think everybody was.
Like it. Oh my god. I don't want to get into like a
exactly
COVID debate, but like
yeah.
Essentially, this song, is like a kind of a big fuck you to like rich people and billionaires and stuff, because that, I don't know, for like all of us, I feel like that became so apparent in like the COVID era and the years following.
It did, yeah.
So that's what this one is like kind of mostly about. But also, when I wrote it, I was watching, I was just in like this nostalgic like old anime mood in COVID times, and so I was watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, so that's like where the title comes from.
I was just gonna ask you, what does the name mean and where did you get it from?
Yeah, I was totally just like watching anime like all day at work and it's like breathing that anime like while I was working on this song. So yeah, essentially it's surface level ripping off what like the core of that show's about, and then also like making it kind of more applicable to like what was happening at the time, I guess.
So a lot of emotion behind this track.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
So
well, I feel we have a great understanding of you guys and who you are and what this song means. So if you're down for it, let's break this one down.
That sounds good to me.
All right. This is an Equivalent Exchange by Sleepsculptor. Let's break this track down. All right. I didn't tell you guys this. So after an artist always tells me what song they want to break down, I intentionally do not listen to it because I want to have like a live reaction and be there in the moment with you guys. So I have not heard this yet. So this is not what I was expecting. I like it. Well, I wasn't expecting not to like it. I'm just just saying. I'm strapped to death at the bottom of it all. Drifting through this life as a ghost. Just a vagrant with nowhere to go. I need to know how to overcome perpetual hell. I need to know. Let's dive into that first part right there. What are you guys talking about here? What does this part mean to you?
So I guess we probably should preface any discussion of lyric stuff with this is like a loose concept album. So
okay.
Admittedly, like starting writing the lyrics, we weren't sure what we wanted to do with it because we typically wouldn't have written the lyrics. That was like Hunter and Ben's territory in the past. But I kind of like when I started writing, it felt like a lot of disparate ideas, like nothing really kind of fit together. But so I kind of ended up theming it around the first song on the album, kind of like sets it up, but it's like a concept album where I don't know, like some point in the future, maybe sooner than we think, the way the last couple of years have gone, but everyone's like memories and like experiences and stuff are a part of like a collective cloud. And each song is just kind of like a look into some of the shit people are going through or whatever. So I guess there is like a like, you know, mental health element to that, but a lot of it's just kind of like based around this overarching theme. This song specifically, I think I started piecing together when it was really when I like prices started getting out of control for stuff like post-COVID. I think I probably started writing the lyrics for this in like 2021.
Okay.
And
so there was a lot of built up shit.
Oh yeah. And like
by 2021.
It just felt like a lot of people I knew and just everywhere I looked at, people were just not having a good time, like at all. Yeah. So I'm
strapped to death at the bottom. Being strapped. Very you have no control over what's happening. You know, anybody can do anything to you. You're just trapped. I almost see it like a Frankenstein being strapped down at the table, wanting to get out. You know, wanting to come to life. But that death part of him is making, you know, and being strapped. And being at the bottom too.
Oh yeah, man.
Wow. So that took me to a visual of like a huge building. And it's like your goal is to get to the top floor. But you're strapped down on the first. You're just looking up and you just see all this shit that you need to go through, and the stairs, the elevator, the people, like all these different journeys to get up there. But you're strapped. So like you're looking at it, but you can't do anything.
Yep.
And that's how we all were in 2020. You know, stay inside. You can look at this from a distance. You could, you know, but death, you know, coronavirus, you don't want to die from it, whatever. So like that, just that opening alone, I think is very relatable to everybody going through that time. Drifting through this life as a ghost. It was a ghost town then.
Yeah.
You know, everywhere was a ghost town. And since we were all kind of going through the same thing at that time, like there was really no like everyone was kind of just one. And so it's like this person's going through the same thing I am, and this person's going through it. And you almost feel like a ghost because there's no like individuality there. Like you're not at work being yourself. You're not going to your favorite shows or, you know, doing things you normally do. It's like I'm just like everyone else right now. I am strapped in this, afraid of death, all these like seeing all these maps of the virus going on. It's heavy here. It's heavy here. And it feels like hell.
Oh yeah,
and you don't know how to overcome it. And everyone was looking for answers, but nobody knew how to overcome perpetual hell. I need to know. None of us knew.
Yep. The way you just broke that down made me realize how, like, it's really bringing me back to the headspace I was in coming up with this shit, man. I know we were just like all in the same, I mean, like all of us in the band were just kind of feeling the same way about everything. We just kind of, I don't know, we definitely like see eye to eye on pretty much all this shit. So that's another nice thing to talk about.
You know, another way that I look at this too, because I'm currently going through it, I'm struggling when it comes to my career, like my kind of 9 to 5 bullshit kind of thing, because no matter what I do, not no matter what, but most of what I could do, I don't want to do. I want to do something full time that I fucking love, like you guys. You know, I'm sure the goal is to one day do this full time and, you know, be touring and, you know, doing all that. So it's like, how do you find that balance between what you love and what you have to do? And it almost feels like you're strapped into this society where everybody's kind of just doing the same fucking thing. You know, it's like, I have this job, but I can be replaced pretty much at any moment. So it's like you are kind of just a ghost. It's like you can just be replaced. Like you kind of don't matter.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there in your office or in a cubicle or something, and like, how do I overcome this? I don't want to be here right now. So what do I do? Very relatable lyrics here.
Yeah, I think that's been a big thing for all of us, except Travis. He has a cool fucking job. But Jake and James and I have just been dealing with such stupid bullshit at work the whole time we've been with each other. It just seems to be a thing we're perpetually dealing with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I mean, almost anybody can listen to this first part and find some way to relate to it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
what does Travis do for work?
he does a lot of different stuff. Mainly, I don't know, what does he do at Cole Creative? Do you know?
So he's a web developer.
Yeah.
But he wears like
okay.
a lot of hats. Like he'll work on things that are like audio or video or like
That's
obviously,
right.
web,
That's
that
right.
stuff. But he's just
He
a
did
very
tell me
tech
that.
savvy, smart guy who does a lot. And yeah, his job like cares about him for sure. Like I think we were in the studio and they were like, "Hey, tomorrow at 9, there's something coming for you, so you better be up." And he was like, "Okay." And I think they sent him like a little care package. I think it was like around like Easter or something. I don't remember. It was some kind of event or holiday.
A care package or an Easter basket?
It was like some chocolates. It was like I don't remember what was in it, but he was just
The
like,
little
yeah,
peeps were in there and everything.
It was decent. I was like, damn, my job would tell me to die and like fire me on the spot. Like, I don't care about me.
All right. The second part. They came to me as if by fate, forbidden texts that vow to help. Pull me back up from this pit of destitution. Is this really what it's going to take? Killing to save my soul. I need to push on.
So, yeah.
They came to me as if by fate.
So this is another thing. I feel like I could have done better with lyrics. Like, I'm just gonna say it. I feel like I could have set this up a little bit more, but essentially there's always been kind of this like, I don't know, like culty, like mystic, like weird religious like undertones to a lot of the Sleepsculptor lyrics that Hunter and Ben wrote. So I kind of wanted to like keep that part of it. So like this is all just hypothetical shit anyways. So like essentially in this story, and also because I was watching Full Metal Alchemist, but the guy in the story is comes across these like books that essentially tell him he has to kill so many people and he'll like be able to get out of this fucking hole that he's in. So
it's almost like a sacrifice.
Yeah. You know, that's like the whole, I don't know if you've watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, but like the whole basis of the show is that you always have to give up something to get something else. Like it's always just going to be that way, no matter how much it sucks. So that's just like the general setup of the story for this song anyways. So
Yeah, I was gonna add, like, most of the songs actually kind of like loose stories. They're like in the same realm, I guess, except they all do kind of follow this. I don't want to call it a structure, but this point where it's like someone is trying to like get ahead in such a way, but in exchange they have some kind of negative thing that comes through and it bites them in the ass pretty much. That's like nearly, I think, like 3 or 4 songs that I wrote lyrics to. That's pretty much the setup at its like when you boil it down, but the stories are all over the place. It's like crazy shit.
It's like gives me like anthology, like Black Mirror type energy a little bit.
Yeah, it's like
I was
you
also
can't...
watching the fuck out of that at the time. So
yeah, me too. So let me take a crack at this. They came to me as if by fate. And I'm going to relate it. So I'm going to continue to go off this COVID vibe and then relate it to mental health and then back to what the original context is. So they came to me as if by fate. There was a lot of confusion in 2020 of where it kind of started from and originated in. And, you know, this isn't a political podcast. We talk about, politics occasionally on here, but it's like, you know, there's definitely kind of conspiracies that it was all kind of a setup. You know, this intentionally happened to us. And I'm not saying that's what I believe or anything, but that is something that I've heard. So it's almost like they came to me as if it was by fate, as if it was kind of premeditated in a way. Forbidden texts that vowed to help. And it's like, do this during COVID, you know, the mask, the hand sanitizer, the distance. It's almost like it doesn't matter like the actual substance of it, like if it's physical paper or, you know, whatever. It's like a forbidden text or just words. So it's like, do this, do that. You can't do this. And it's to help you. It's to protect you. But who knows how much it actually really fucking did. Pull me back up from this pit. Because you're just trying to get out of this thing that's never ending and you don't know when and how and why. It's is this really what's going on? Is this really what it's going to take? Like, I feel like we took it all differently, and some for the good and some for the bad. But when you put it to the good, did it really take me being isolated and by myself and kind of learning myself inside it out? Did it really take something this massive in the world for me to kind of understand who I am as a person? Is this really what it took? Because for me, I extremely found myself during that time. I did a lot of kind of soul searching, and I realized the marriage I was in was a fucking disaster. And it was just like, it opened my eyes to so much. So it was like, is this really what it took to kind of take the blindfolds off a little bit and see other areas? And then killing to save my soul, I need to push on. Where I'm going to go with that one is, I feel like we all have these parts of us that we don't like. You know, whether it's an addiction or a struggle or depression or whatever it is, career, job, whatever. And sometimes we want to like kill that side of us, like the bad side, the demon side. Like if I can just get rid of this and kill this, I can focus and really kind of just be myself. So I need to push on. I need to push through this. That's how I see this part.
Yeah, dude. You definitely like illustrate the points a lot more eloquently than I probably could. So that's pretty dope. So I appreciate that. But yeah,
you know, one thing that is very common on this podcast is that, you know, a lot of bands and artists and lyricists, you know, after they kind of release it, they don't really sit down and analyze it again. You know, it's kind of like, it's out, this is your guys', we'll play it live, but we don't really kind of go back and dissect lyrics. And there's so many times when people are like, I wrote that? That was good. You know, because it's like when you're in the moment of a certain emotion and you put this work out, sometimes it's really hard to see it for what it is creatively because you're just so caught up in it. And then you relive it a couple years later or whenever it is, and you're like, man, that was actually pretty good. Proud of myself for that one. These lyrics are really deep. Killing to save my soul. I'm killing off this addiction. I'm killing off this bad part of me, because if it doesn't, I don't know if I'm going to be here.
Yeah, what's there to look forward to?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What's your thought on all this, Jake?
Hey man, I'm listening. I mean, so I didn't write the lyrics to this one, but like obviously, like we run things by each other, and you know, leading up to all of this, like I read the lyrics and I was like, this is fucking sick. I think a lot of the times, and something as a band that we've really done a lot, is like kind of really analyze music. Like especially when we're making it, even maybe to a fault at times, but like I just remember reading this and being like, yeah, it's sick. And I think this album in particular was like a point where it was just like overthinking, not good, just, you know, focus on what matters, like, and then that kind of goes into like where we are now with like structuring and like focusing on things like that rather than like the minutia.
Do you guys feel that? Do you guys feel that maybe this song wrote itself in a way? As in, thoughts kind of just came to you, and when you kind of got back in that emotion, or were in that emotion, it was just, you didn't have to think too hard about it. Like, did it seem to come out natural because of the environment that you guys were in?
I actually just got reminded. So when we mentioned before that Flo kind of wrote cadences and like lines, he approached it in a way that was like very literal. And Flo is a French guy, and he lives in Canada. French is his first language, and at the time there was like,
he was a cool guy. He was a cool guy. I met him for the first time at the show a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, this dude's cool. He's so happy.
Yeah, we love Flo.
Like,
he's an incredible
fucking guy I've ever met. I think.
Cool.
I don't know how he does it.
Mind blowing.
But yeah, he wrote like some small. Basically, he sent over like his lyrics, and then he kind of had like a little synopsis. It was like, this is about this. I'm not going to get into like the things that he put, but they were like more literal. I don't remember what this one was about per se, but I remember like trying to maintain like some of what he's trying to convey, but kind of just like turn it into a narrative instead of being literal. And that was like also another side of writing this stuff. So the idea was kind of already there for some of it. I don't know about this one, but
yeah. Once you have a concept, this is what I want the song to be about. It's good to have somebody just be like, these are kind of like the bones of what I want the song to be about. I know that I'm not the best at writing, or that's not my thing, so I'm gonna hand this idea off to the top to you guys, and let the lyricist kind of, you know, write these lyrics. But that's awesome that he does play that role and just being like, this is what this should be about. Let's go this route, and then you guys all kind of put it together. A very collaborative piece, it sounds like.
Yeah, he's actually very good about like that as well. Like he's like, I don't care who writes what. Like, you know, like just as long as like we get it together and it's cohesive and good. But like part of me wanted to like maintain his initial idea so that he's not just like yelling about nothing, not feeling it.
Yeah,
I think it's really important that like he attaches to what he's saying
for sure.
Of just like
absolutely
giving him a script or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think that's something we're gonna like look forward to and like, you know, focus on a bit more with newer stuff too.
Yeah. That's cool. Do you ever find it, you know, because a collaborative band like this is always a great thing. But when you're also collaborative, it also, there can be clashes on, you know, what this person thinks and, you know, the route this person wants to go. And do you guys, how do you guys manage all that together? Or do you feel like it's kind of a really good system you guys have going on?
I think we kind of know each other's tastes and like what not to do, or like stuff we're gonna think is corny down the road or whatever. I think we kind of have a good read on how each other feels about certain parts, so we kind of just intuitively know what one of the guys is gonna think is corny as fuck or whatever. So we've definitely like very much dialed that in at this point.
And that's the benefit to something you were saying earlier, Jake, about how it's important to kind of keep some of the same people because you just get each other. Because then you have to figure out new approaches to different things and new ideas, and it could totally, switch things up. But when you have people that you've worked with, you just kind of learn their creative side, and then that helps kind of with that trust and respect and just coordinating as a band.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest hurdles to get over as someone is starting a band, looking to start a band, or just existing in a already current band. Like, if you don't have the team and like the people who will bring that vision to life, like there's work to be done. Yeah, it's tough, but when you have your people, and then stuff happens, like music happens, and it happens way easier than ever before.
So with you guys all living in, kind of somewhere, well, with some of you kind of living somewhere different, how does that work when it comes to writing and creating music? Or did you learn how to do all that during COVID? And it's just the thing, you guys are good with it now.
We would pretty much like get together and kind of just write demos together. Like, we would pick someone's house early on, and then eventually we just ended up kind of just going to Kyler's mostly. And it's like, okay, we're gonna like take time out of this weekend, go to Kyler's, write. We usually get a song or two in a weekend, give or take, and then we just run it back whenever we could.
Okay, so you guys mostly are still in person, and you're not having to send different things to each other.
Yeah, we don't really send. We kind of just sometimes like Kyler will just come up with something, and we'll listen, and we'll be like, yeah, no notes, like that's perfect. Or we'll just like mentally be like, oh, maybe you could add something here or there or whatever, but like we could hash it out later. But I'd also just like to say, when we say that we have skeletons of songs, like they're basically fully written songs, like all across the board.
They have like the full fucking production elements, like weird samples, layers of stuff, whatever. Yeah,
it's not just like a 20-second loop. Like, we have like a whole song, and then we're just like, all right, we got to go and record this better, pretty much. And
so So I actually have a question that I just reminded myself of. I was thinking about it. It's not in relation to the song, but I wanted to ask. So when it comes to mental health, how big of a role does that play in how you guys perform your music? Of how you're just going nuts and headbanging and running around, like after you get off a stage, how do you feel?
I'll definitely let Jake take that one. Like I was telling you before we started recording, this was the first time I've played a show in like 5 years. So that's been kind of out of my life for a while here. So I do want to do it this year though.
Yeah. So that's actually a better question for you then. It's been a couple years since you've really gone out and done this. I'm sure there's some built up shit just from everyday life. When you finally got on that stage and you were rocking out as hard as you did, and then you were off that, but you kind of detached yourself from that moment and became like an audience member or a pit mosher or whatever. How did it feel? How did it feel afterwards?
Oh, dude, it felt amazing. It's especially cathartic for me because, like I said, when we toured this album, I wasn't able to commit to the tour, so Brian from Toothless filled in for me on this tour. And this show was the first time I'd played anything I'd written off this last album, so it felt like some closure that I needed because
closure. I love it.
We spent a month in the studio recording this shit, and then I never got to play any of it live, and kind of just like forgot about it for a couple of years.
I'm sure that kind of ate at you too. You're like, I put all this work in, I put all this blood, sweat, and tears into this thing, and I can't even go out and celebrate it with the guys.
Yeah, so that was great to finally play that shit for sure.
Hell yeah. What about you, Jake?
I would just like to say first, like, it was very exciting to see Kyler play with them again, and also just like watching him like perform. and like see the fruits of his labors finally was like very fucking sick for us too.
That was
like,
a big show for you guys. That you know, just kind of like emotionally and like as a band, and that was a big show for you guys.
Yeah, man, it was like the first time playing with Kyler in what 2 or 3 years, something like that.
5 years
live.
Oh
5 years. Oh shit.
And also coming to Brooklyn for the first time and Gold Sounds for the first time. Have you guys played with any of those other bands before? Like have you played with Bore or God's Eyes or Firing Squad or Miracle Blood or any of them?
No, that was the first show with all those guys. Yeah.
That's dope. That's a great fucking show for you guys. Wow.
Yeah, we were stoked. Like I said, like every band went on and it was like uniquely something different, but it was like kind of in the same sphere, but like had its own voice in it. And I was like, holy shit, every band here is so sick.
Yeah, like, I'm actually a really big fan of Miracle Blood. I'm a fan of all those of every band that was playing, but like Miracle Blood I think is super fucking special. And I loved watching them. And I had never seen God's Eyes before that. And I thought they put on a really great show too. I love their audience interaction.
Yeah, they were amazing. We got this, like I was saying earlier, we shot the shit with like pretty much every band for at least 10-15 minutes that night, and the Miracle Blood guys were awesome. I got to have my obscure music nerd moment with them because they kind of like pull from different shit than the rest of the bands. So talking about like bands I typically wouldn't talk about at like a hardcore show or whatever with those guys. That was neat.
Yeah. It was a cool community moment that night. I felt like there was just something special in the air that night. I really did.
For sure, man.
And I fucking love Bore. And that new Pharaoh album is just fucking phenomenal. Anyway, we got more song to dive into, so let's keep rocking out. All right. Yeah, some lyrics here. 20 bodies dead. To me, it doesn't really matter the number. Bodies were stacking up that year. Blood is offered. No turning back. Seems like it's just too late. You've given a piece of yourself already that you can't get back.
In pursuit of fixing your situation specifically. I don't know. Like sometimes I feel like personally I've taken steps to like get out of a hole and end up being in a different worse hole. I don't know if that like makes sense.
No, totally.
That's kind of what I was feeling with that lyric,
Your soul was twisting. And so these next lines here, actually, it relates exactly to what I was talking about. We were just like, in that year, I really learned who I was and kind of found myself. The pain changed me because it forced me in that moment and to do certain things, and it made me anew. I honestly feel like I am a different person in a lot of different ways after that. So that pain really did change me and made me a new person.
Yeah, big time.
And then 2021 and 2022 comes through, and we've made it through. I've made it through. Pockets lined with the blood money, but I can tell it's not right. There's something still kind of off around this whole thing. My mental state of my body wilt and rot, disintegrate and deteriorate. Everyone's mentals were fucked up at that time, for one reason or another. And as you just sit there on your bed and you wake up and just move to your couch and stay there all day, like you really feel like you're just kind of deteriorating. Like you're not even going outside was rough, and exercising. No gyms were really open. and it's just like my body's wilting and rotting. I just feel my soul just like leaving me almost in a way.
And then like to kind of dig into more of like the context of this song. So like the character of this song does this ritual. He's supposed to kill 20 people. That was, you know, heavy-handed symbolism for the COVID shit happening at the time. And I was thinking more like, you know, macro level on this. Like, I feel like some of these people that, you know, did certain things either for or against, like, you know, the, like, public health or whatever, or just, like, I don't know, firing people from jobs, any kind of that shit. I feel like so a lot of these people, I feel like someone, at least someone out there had to have like gone through doing this horrible shit to people and been like, oh my god, what did I do to get here? You know what I mean?
And I talked earlier about like addiction, you know, how do I overcome this and how people can relate it to that. And then I look here. Okay, I have a new, okay, all right, this is a stretch. This is a stretch, but something new just So going back to someone who's listening to this who might have an addiction to something, and it could be a good addiction or a bad addiction. Sometimes there's addictions that are good, like being you know, like being creative and wanting, like addicted to the art, addicted to the guitar playing. But then there's the bad addictions like the alcohol and drugs and everything. And if you look at this line, these words, I've made it through. Pockets lined with blood money. It's almost like you're spending money on things that you know that are bad for you. Whether if you're going to the store and buying a bottle of Jack every night or every other night, it's like they want that money from you. They know that there's some kind of poison in this, but it's blood money that they're getting because it's doing something to people. My mental state, my body's rotting. Because when you go through an addiction and you try to stop the addiction, and it always, it's kind of pulling you back, and your mental state is just all kind of fucked up. Like, I know I shouldn't do this, but I need to do it, and it's this really weird contrast there. So there's a little bit there that other people can relate to in this part too.
So now that you mention all that, I'm pretty positive that this song started off. So Flo is our singer is straight edge, and he's like very he has, like, I don't want to tell his story for him, but like he had a lot of issues with drinking previously and now doesn't at all. And if I'm remembering right, that was kind of like also the impetus for this song that I wanted to carry through, you know.
Okay, I kind of thought there was something like, a little deeper there.
Overtly.
Yeah.
This was like a soup of shit I was thinking about at the time.
What do you got, Jake?
In what context?
when listening,
and I'm like,
when you read these two sections here, you know, where does your mind go? You know, I actually I love when there's more band members on this who had no role in, you know, kind of writing the lyrics and taking it from their perspective, because I like hearing how you interpret it, how somebody else in the band interprets it, because it's wild. Sometimes bands don't do something like this where you're, you know, kind of microscoping these lyrics, and then you're like, oh, I didn't know you thought that, and I didn't know you thought that, and it's kind of a cool moment. So kind of just when I ask you, what do you think? It's, you know, what do these words make you feel?
So like I said before, like we would go over things together a lot, and upon reading it, like I guess I have like a preconceived idea of like what I think Kyler meant, if that makes sense. Okay. So like I'm like, in my mind there's like a pre-established like plot, but then I just recently heard somewhere it's like, oh, when you recall a memory, you're just recalling the last time you remembered that memory. So over time, it might shift in either direction.
Sure.
So I would just say that like most of the song I take in a pretty literal sense. Symbology aside, like I know it goes elsewhere, but like I take it as like a guy who picked up this ancient book and is flipping through it and is like, oh, hey, like this is my way ahead. Here's what I do. And it comes with that tax, comes with that, negative aspect that you got to deal with. And that kind of coincides with things that I've written as well. So
it almost sounds like a ritual in a way.
Yeah, like there's always been a light occult vibe to Sleepsculptor.
I totally get that.
Yeah, and then in general, like, yeah, the general vibe, like I said, I was watching so much Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood when I was writing the lyrics for this, and like the whole basis of that show is that they try to bring their mother back to life with alchemy, and that's like forbidden as fuck.
That's occultism right there. This is the title.
So it's definitely like, I definitely had like, more metaphorical ideas behind it, but I also wanted it to be kind of like, yeah, this shit's about a fucking anime,
Out of everything so far, the line that stands out to me the most is the pain has changed me. It's so crazy what pain can do to you. How it affects just everything in your life.
Yeah, it could be like a negative or positive driving force. Like,
and you never know until you're going through it.
Yeah, I try to subscribe to the idea that every day that passes, like, today's a new day. Like, the you from yesterday, totally just dead. Like, you're a totally different person today. I don't want to say, like, clean slate. That's not me being like, oh, yeah, you can be a piece of shit your entire life, whatever. I just mean, like, the pain of yesterday shapes you into who you are today, or the positive aspects of yesterday shape you into today. So, like, it's not always a bad thing, but it's obviously not enjoyable either. Maybe it is sometimes. I don't know.
I was just having a very similar conversation recently, and we were talking about New Year's resolutions. And I've never been a fan of that. I'm like, if you want to do something and you need to do something, do it tomorrow. Do it today. Like, why are you saying just because it's a new year that, like, you want to do this? Just do it now.
Yeah, new year, new me. I'm like, new me every day.
Every day. You have an opportunity. Every time you wake up, you have a new opportunity to change.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we get those moments where, like, oh, I'm going to do it because everyone else is doing it. But then that motivation just dies off and there's no consistency because it was a moment. And that's all it was. Let's keep listening to this. Greed is a horrid beast.
Literal.
And I was just going to say, and that's what you were talking about earlier with just like the billionaires and how money played such a huge role. And if you had a lot of it, COVID was a little bit nicer for you.
Yeah, pretty much. And then, like, as I mentioned earlier too, like, this, I don't know. I was feeling like so many people just kind of like went mask off COVID. That's a horrible fucking analogy to use for that, but like they dropped this like persona they had up and you're like, oh wow, you're actually a piece of shit, like, and so I just started, I don't know, at first I was like negative about it and I was like, there's so many dog shit people out there, and I'm just like started thinking like there has to be someone out here in this, like, the 1% or whatever that isn't this way. There just has to be. And
you're not the only one.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. You're not the only one that feels that way. Ground my psyche into Eps-
Epistemic.
epistemic dust. It is the gasoline that set my worthless life ablaze. That's rough.
Yeah.
My worthless life.
Yeah, I definitely like. I don't know. Like, relatively speaking, I guess shit wasn't too bad for me. I was just like, this was more about like, I feel like so many people I knew were feeling this way, so I was like channeling that into, you know.
And then going back to like an addiction, a lot of us feel very weak when we have one and feel like this has taken over me. I can't control this. And a feeling of worthlessness comes through a lot of us. And that kind of is one of the reasons why we drink in the first place, is because there's something inside of us that just wants to feel something different or just escape the moment because of our own worthlessness in life.
For sure, man.
And we just want to set that shit on fire. I want to get rid of this. Get rid of it. In this, so my worthless life, where was the line that goes back to that? Just really killing my soul to survive. And then you talk about fucking just lighting it up ablaze. Yeah, I mean, that's a perfect metaphor for the side of you, the you that you just want to get rid of and just set it on fire and just let go of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, out of context, if you took that line, like, you could spin it in a way that's like, hey, like, you know, my worthless life being the former version of myself, setting it ablaze, like, in a cleansing sense.
Right,
or, like,
exactly, yeah.
Killing a mindset of
Right.
the old self. Like,
Right,
it could
exactly.
be a positive.
Absolutely, it
Context matters,
could.
though.
Absolutely. I mean, somebody can listen to this song and be like, let me set this fucking addiction on fire and fix myself. Let me snap out of this depression, or let me snap out of this whatever I'm going through. Let me go exercise. Let me do things that I know are good for me. I want to set the worthless part of me that is kind of just robotically going through life. I don't want that anymore. This can be a motivational track right here.
Could be.
Could
Absolutely.
be. Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm just waiting till we get to the one line, because like, don't do that.
I'm interested. You've intrigued me by saying that. Well, let's keep listening. A new life. That's what happens when you fucking set ablaze the bad shit that you don't want. Trying to pay for life, but it has no price. You don't know your worth. You think you're worthless. So that goes back to that line before that. My worthless life. Trying to pay for life, but it doesn't have a price. Suffocate me and please don't feel pity. You want them to not feel bad that they're ending it for you because it's what you want. Trying to pay for life, but it has no price. Euthanize me. That reminds me of the COVID shot. And don't feel pity. It's not the key to everything. You don't need it to thrive. Reassesses, right?
Reassess and redo.
And redo. Wipe the slate clean, revise, and see what life is like without the shackles of debt. That's, to me, that's motivational. I really don't kind of see it another way. Let's start over. Let's revise. Let's see what life is like without these shackles. And you say debt, but you don't even have to like put a word to it. It could just be like the things that are holding you down, and you just want to let go of those shackles because you're stuck.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And like again, like in the more literal sense, like the story essentially started with this dude being so fucking piss poor that he just needed to do anything, regardless of how it would make him feel about it, And then like here, it's kind of like he's seen the other side, and he's like, well, I have all this fucking money, and it's kind of still bullshit. Like, what if we just do it over and try something different?
And we talk about like a kind of a ritual, to eat the rich and sow a new life with their blood. I just see fucking like a horror film and just like a slasher thing, and there's blood flying over the place, and it's brutal. It's fucking brutal. But it seems like it was something you needed to do.
Yeah, and that was just like my one.
That was like the only thing you can do.
Yeah. And like I didn't want to be too heavy-handed with like the political shit, but I also did want to just have like that one line that's just like brutal, like, and like to the point, and I'm not trying to be any like, dress it up at all in any way. So and like, it kind of like leads back into the like chorus part, so I just feel like it was a good way to wrap the like bridge breakdown part up.
Yeah. It looks like the only new line we have is "Who's not a motherfucking snake?" So you know what I'm going to do? Let's ride this song out. Let's listen to it, and then we'll continue to chat afterwards.
Hell yeah, man.
I like the way that ended. Like, I almost felt like I was waiting for something else was going to happen, and then just doesn't.
It does happen, though. It's two parts.
But it kind of keeps you in that moment. You're like, oh shit, what's going on right now?
Yeah, that one flows into another song, and it's so sick. It's one of my favorite songs to play. It makes me lose my fucking mind.
Well, the new line that was out of there, I know I'm not the only one who's not a motherfucking snake. There's gotta be good people out here somewhere. There's gotta be somebody who can see this with me. I know I'm not crazy. I know I'm not alone. There's gotta be.
Yeah.
But I don't know where they're at. Exactly
what I was channeling there, man.
Yeah.
Like, it just feels like, specifically, going back to the rich people and shit, like, yeah, we all assume they're all kind of shitheads, I think, for the most part. I just feel like there has to be one out there that's like, that will eventually do something that actually helps the masses eventually.
Something that actually makes sense.
Yes. Not a fucking $1.5 trillion defense budget, not to get too political, but yeah. Shit like that. It bothers me.
Do you guys play this one live?
Yep.
So I have it's a two-part question. With as many of the emotions and like frustrations came in with these lyrics, not only how did it feel when you put the track out, like when you were done with it, it was live and people can listen to it. Did you feel like there was some kind of release with that, with some of those emotions? And the second question is, when you play it live, do you at all kind of go back to the moment of this mindset, or is it kind of just a place for you to get it out and not think about it? So two-parter there.
I guess I'll
yeah,
go.
the first one is when you actually released it and everybody can hear it.
So, I don't know. I definitely like, I'm a lot more married to the music side of it. Like, despite all what I just said about how much I thought about these lyrics, like, the music side of it is definitely what I was thinking about. So I was so happy to put this stuff from this album out because we recorded with Matt and it was like exceeded every expectation I think any of us could have for like an album. Like it was like exactly the person we wanted to work with. It felt like all of the time we put into this shit paid off in the end, and just like we had nothing but like really good reception. I mean, there were haters, obviously.
You need them.
But for the most part, it just felt like we had a really welcome like feedback to this stuff, and I think the new shit's gonna be even better. But I don't know how Jake feels.
The new shit's definitely better. I mean, like it's just more refined. I think that's like what we set out to do every time we write, even if it's not like conscious. Like, of course, like we play music in our time when we're not working or whatever. So, you know, over time, like we refine ourselves and get better and change. And, you know, I think that's going to be relevant to the new stuff. I mean, I know we came at it with like a little bit of a different mindset. Like this album, I think we were going heavy handed with like effects and things like that. And this one, I think we're focusing on just like disgusting riffs and like really strong musical parts. Not that there's not noise and weird sounds and stuff, but playing it, there's like a sweet spot between like being able to rock out and like having to lock in.
Yeah.
And I think this new stuff will be able to find a better balance easier. That's the best way I could put it. For releasing this whole album, I could say for me, I think the whole time leading up, like we had our trials and, you know, tribulations and whatnot. And like getting into the studio was like, this is like post-COVID or like right on the tail end of the lockdown portion. I think we were in, when was it, 2022?
When we were in New Jersey?
Yeah.
Yep.
It was like March into April of 2022. And like, it felt like up until that point, everything was like pretty dog shit. And then, you know, we got these, obviously we had two vocalists, they left during the pandemic. So that was a big hit that sucked, but you know, we found Flo. He was like a positive point. And then we had all these songs already built up. He got on those, and then it all culminated coming to the studio. That was like the most positive experience in like a 3-year span.
Yeah.
So,
for sure, dude.
You know, making that, getting it to the studio felt incredible. And then, you know, having like set dates, being like, this is the day it comes out, we're dropping this song this day. Like, it felt like absolutely a release.
Yeah.
But yeah, it felt like a shift for sure, like a positive one. You know, obviously not everyone's gonna love everything we do. Doesn't really matter, but yeah, I think we're just where we're supposed to be now, and I think that was the beginning of that. We were like back to a normal wavelength, and you know.
It's weird how time works sometimes. Like it almost seems like things happen when they're supposed to. And you talk about having multiple singers, just multiple band members throughout the time, and kind of going through different phases. And it seemed like the way that it lined up, even down to like who helped produce the album, it seemed like it all kind of just happened when it needed to, and it just lined up. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I think a lot of stuff in life happens that way.
Yeah.
Like exactly what needs to take place does.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's like predetermined or anything like that, but I think kind of going with the theme of the music, I think things equal themselves out. Like, every valley has the peak to, put it back at an equal point, pretty much. Shitty stuff happens, really good stuff happens.
Yeah.
I personally think that you could maybe get a little crazy with that if you think that every good thing happens, something catastrophic is going to happen. But,
yeah.
Easier said than done to say, like, hey, don't think that.
Yeah.
If that's the kind of mindset you have. But, yeah, I think all the stuff that took place was for the best. Like, even the shittiest moments, the most terrible moments were all, like, character building.
And you guys got this album out of that.
Yeah, it was a gigantic release. And,
the power of music.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. It felt like this is something sick. This is something good. And then, now we're here. And we're writing stuff. And we're looking back at this stuff like, hey, I think we could do better this time. At the time, though, we thought, like, hey, this stuff is the best that it's going to be. We got to put it out. But, hindsight's 2020, I guess. I don't know. I think the stuff holds up. I think it's fucking sick still. I don't think it's bad by any means.
Yeah, it's got a lot of power and energy in it.
That's always been the mission statement. It's like, high energy shows, controlled chaos.
Yeah.
Hitting hard, strumming hard. Those are our maxims. No bitch picking, no bitch picking, no bitch sticking. That's it. We're hitting hard. We're losing our minds. It's gonna be a release.
If there's not any cracks in the drumsticks for that after the show, Jake is not cutting it. He's not hitting it hard enough. I mean, James isn't hitting it hard enough.
James is bleeding every time we go on stage.
Well, there you go.
I'm cutting my fingers open and rubbing it all over my face every time I play guitar.
Yeah.
Trust.
and just from a standpoint of like the new, I guess everything we've done, I feel like all of us are kind of on this page where we don't want to have like the ballad song or like the chill song. Like this outlet for us is strictly like chaos and always heavy and as stupid and like ridiculous as it can, fun as it can be. Like we don't want to do any dumb shit that we're not like, whatever, we're doing this so people have a part to sing along to or whatever, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, no paint by numbers. We're just doing what we think is fucking cool, and then whatever makes us like very stoked, like upon listening. Like there's a demo that we have right now, and there's just a sample in the beginning, and it's so ridiculous. And it's I mean, you could tell them about it if you want.
It's the scene from, I believe, Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, where Merry and Pippin are like captured by the orcs, and the orcs are like, looks like meat's back on the menu, boys. And there's this video where it's just people, that's orcs, but it's just like regular guys just talking. And so the start of the song's like, he says like, look, meat's back on the menu, like just in a complete like, regular voice accent, not the stupid orc voice from Lord of the Rings. And the way we like cut it up before the song kicks, because the song itself literally just like kicks in with like double bass, like fucking super heavy shit. So it just is like that. I actually got the idea to just have a stupid bullshit sample like that right into a heavy part is from have you listened to Peeling Flesh at all?
No. Peeling Flesh.
Peeling Flesh, dude.
I'm gonna look him up. That's a cool name.
They're like this slam band that's just super ignorant, and they put like hip hop samples and shit in their music.
Cool.
And they have this song called Perk 3000, and like the intro of the song is it's like a rap skit, like from like an Eminem album or something. Like it's these two dudes talking about, the one guy is like, I need a perk or I'm gonna like pass out, and the guy's like, are you good? Like, are you a drug addict? He's like, no man, fuck you, I'm good. And it's just this stupid banter, and then in the middle of them talking, it just cuts right into this like double bass, like death metal growls, like stupid shit. And I just
there's no question that you guys are having fucking fun with this, and you're talking about it and you're laughing, and it just seems like a great dynamic to have in a band. And then so you can go from like one moment of laughter and having fun, and then just flipping that switch and just turning that aggression on to get it all out.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yes, sir.
That's a cool outlet there.
No, we just like to punch each other. Like we'll just start fist fighting, and then that's how we get the aggression going. Like, Pre-game that a bit. Just being violent with each other.
Like I can
it's a switch for sure. Like 100%.
I can see you guys like before a show or like before a practice, just like playing kickball or something. Like playing.
Probably watching like YouTube videos, like YouTube poops or like something silly, talking about Dark Souls, talking about whatever. Like, honestly, we're a bunch of nerds. Like that's the best way to put it.
Cool.
And,
yeah.
We have a really fun time making this stuff, and another reason why we love going to Matt to record is because like he's on the same page with it. We have so many stupid samples and things like layered in. The ending to this song, actually, that we just listened to, that like electronic thing, that was actually guitar technically, but we were just yelling into a box on the floor to make it. Like we were in the studio on hands, and he's just like, like being insane. And
that's a little inside story. Go back and listen to it, everyone, so you can check that out.
Yeah, you can't make out a single thing of it, but it's that's what it is. Just us yelling.
And for the actually interested, this is the pedal. It's the daughter's pedal. Feel however you want about them. This has a microphone right here, and then it's like a fuzz pedal and like all these noise knobs. And so we literally had this on the floor run through like the whole pedal board chain, and for like 3 or 4 hours we were just all huddled around this thing fucking yelling stupid into it and sampling it. And that's how the ending to this song was created, basically.
I'm gonna go back and listen to that in a bit. I can try to hear that a little bit better.
And then like the song this leads into is like an interlude song, and that was like a lot of the shit on that was also from the same thing. We were like Jake kind of mentioned earlier, we were very dialed into like pedals and like weird effects and shit on this album. So anything
having fun with it.
Yeah.
So we were trying to take it to like the next extreme, and I think we were like, so I don't think we ever answered in the beginning, but like one of our influences in the beginning, we were like, we want to play some like weird shit, kind of like, Danza, Tony Danza tap dance extravaganza, or like, like Dillinger. But, it like never came through that way, like in my opinion. Like we did like a very short album, and we started incorporating some effects like here and there, but it was like pretty sparse. It felt like, to me, like a little bit phoned in. Like I went in, I did the leads, I kind of just ad-libbed it, and it is what it is now. But with this album, like we took a totally different approach. It's far more structured, and obviously even since this point we're working towards streamlining this like structured chaos. And
everything you guys are saying makes me just want to like listen to this new shit. I'm just like,
pretty cool.
Nothing wrong with the old stuff. It's different though. Like it's
exactly.
a different vibe.
Just different.
It's a different time period, different era, and we're always looking forward to like what the next cool thing to do is, and what makes us happy to play and create.
So putting your own music, putting Sleepsculptor and Toothless and all the other things aside, when it comes to music, how big of a role does being a fan and listening and going to shows, like, what does music mean to you and your mental health? How does it help get you through just regular everyday shit?
You want me to take this? Or?
Yeah, you can go first if you want, man. I feel like I've always been taking each question. Yeah, go for it.
All right. Yeah, no worries. So mental health and like music. For me, it's always been like my outlet. Playing music, listening to it, whatever. Full disclosure, I work a job, you know, call it a 9 to 5, but I work overnights. It's pretty boring and tedious. And for 11 hours out of the day, I'm listening to something.
It helps get you through the day.
I cannot get through the day without it. Also, I've been told I probably have like undiagnosed ADHD or something, but that's besides the point. Whatever.
I feel every creative has a little bit of
fucking
for
falling.
sure.
I don't care. I'm just pushing through every day, but I'm listening to music the whole way through. And
do you base what you listen to off of what you're feeling, or is it just the music that just gets you going?
It's the vibe of the day, honestly. Like, I'm like one of those people where it's like, I'm like, oh, it's like a fall day, like the first fall day, the first crispy leaf falls on the ground. I'm like, let me find some fall music, whatever I consider fall music.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much just vibe based. Like sometimes I'll listen to something that I like or love, and I'm like, nah, like. Yesterday I was like, I'm not really in the mood for anything crazy heavy right now, like whatever, so I just listen to like a lot of electronic stuff. Tyler's a big fan of electronic stuff. James is a big fan of electronic stuff. James has a fucking like 6-day playlist called Electronic Songs That Are Good, and it's fun to just like throw that on, get the different styles in. And then I would also add that I don't think you could grow as an artist if you just kind of stay in the same ballpark what you do.
Good point.
And I don't know if it's pattern recognition or what, but like I personally don't like when things are derivatives of other things. Like it makes me less inclined to listen to it. And I feel like the only way to combat that is to just go outside of what is comfortable to you and what you normally listen to and check shit that you normally wouldn't.
Get into a place that's unfamiliar to try to find something.
Get into a place, find a new style, or just like...
a new genre.
And start blending shit up, because that's what makes the most interesting stuff. And I find that most of the stuff that I deem my favorite is stuff that's just weird, where it's like, oh, they took this idea of like, say... like one of my favorite bands is Frontierer. Insane. One of my favorite like mathcore bands going, and I'm like, they took metalcore, they have like electronic elements, they have it's stupid heavy. They love Meshuggah, but I don't think it's like a derivative. I don't think they're trying to do Meshuggah. I think they have their own thing going. That's one of my favorite sounds, and it's just ridiculous.
So then, Jake, so for you, it's like, it's an everyday question of like, what am I going to listen to today? Yep. What's going to get me through this day? What's going to get me through work? And while I'm listening to it, I also have to be thinking about my own music and how I can adapt and learn new things. So then when I go to band practice, I can do this. And when I'm also playing music there, like, it seems like every layer of your life revolves around music. No matter where you're at.
It absolutely does. But I try not to be like the guy that's like, music's my life, like too much. But
but it kind of is.
Like, but I've made it so that's the case. Like I've always been like, you know, I've loved music forever. Like in high school, you know, I've been playing guitar since I'm 9 years old. I'm 27 now. The whole time I was like, I want to play music, and everyone's like, you're out of your fucking minds. And I'm like, hey, I'm out of my mind then.
Yes, I am.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, because that's what makes me genuinely happy.
There's no other option.
yeah, so here I am, and I've made my life kind of conform to my music things, and being in 3 bands is sick, and I hope to do way more than what I'm doing now.
And then you are like a week away, 2 weeks away almost. No, about a week away from doing a 4-day run.
Yeah,
with your other band.
And then I got like stuff going on 2 days after I come home from that or something like that. Yeah. And then it's just
always
what I want though.
Yeah, exactly.
Gets me out of bed.
Yeah. What about you, Kyler?
Man, I'm like such a fucking music nerd. Like, I just, if you look at like, so have you ever heard of Stats FM?
No.
So it's like essentially you tie your like Apple Music or Spotify or whatever to it, and it's like a super granular like statistics thing where you can like, it'll tell you like what moods you listen to the most, what subgenres, like very, very specific subgenres, like how many times you've listened to this artist, when you listen to this artist. Like,
wow,
I'm like naturally a very like analytical and like numbers driven person, so for me it's always interesting like checking Stats FM every couple weeks and being like, oh shit, I listened to this like 25 times or whatever. But in general, yeah, I'm also very much on the same page as Jake. Like I have like a office job, but I pretty much have music playing from when I get there till I leave, like in a headphone or something. Like, and for me, I'm like a big listening to like the whole album person.
From front to back.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been that way for me for a very long time. Like, I feel like albums are they're one of my favorite like ways to like release art, because you know it was all like written in the same headspace and it was at the same snapshot of time and it was with this set of gear that you had at your disposal, and it just feels like a very like, I don't know, it really like paints a picture of what the artists were doing at the time, and I love shit like that. But I'm also like a big playlist person as well.
Me too. I have too many of them.
My big playlist that has like everything on it is pretty much what I listen to most of the time, like when I'm driving or at the gym or whatever. And that shit goes from like, I don't know, like In Sync to like
hell yeah,
Outcast to like Meshuggah to Nails to
Eminem
to Eminem to some fucking ambient chill beats to study to music. Like everything in there, like club music, Daft Punk. I don't know, I'm always in the mood to listen to like everything or like be surprised, and that playlist is so out of hand at this point that like,
I bet
there'll be a song that comes on now I forget was even in there, because Spotify's algorithm is garbage, shuffle algorithm anyways. But so I'm very like, and like for me, I also love reading like have you ever heard of Rate Your Music?
Rate Your Music. No, I feel like you guys are informing me about a lot of really dope stuff tonight. Rating Your Music.
Yeah, it's just rateyourmusic.com.
Oh, Rate Your Music. Okay.
And it's very detailed. Like they go super deep into like if you look up an album, it'll tell you like all of the like the main genres, the subgenres, all of the different descriptors. There'll be up to like 20-25 descriptors. It'll show how users rated each song on a scale of 1 to 5, so you know like which songs are the most highly rated ones. It has the lyrics, and then it also has like user reviews, so you can see how people feel about it. I just spend so much fucking time on that site, dude.
You sound very analytical, so like the whole mathcore thing I think suits you very, very well.
Oh yeah, that's a whole other thing, man. Like writing music in like stupid time signatures is something I love doing, because it ends up feeling like a puzzle. Like, and I think that seed for me was planted like years ago. Like, I'm about to turn 30 this year, and I've been listening to like rock and metal music since I was, you know, in probably like first or second grade. And like one of the first bands that really drew me in was Tool. And like I still appreciate the hell out of that band because they can make like a fucked up, stupid time signature or riff like make sense and be like translate to like a radio setting or something. I think that's the coolest thing. And that's a lot of what I've been channeling on the new stuff. Like a part will be in like 13 or something, but the way it's mapped out, you don't really consider that it's some weird fucked up time that you're listening to. So yeah, I'm the nerdy music guy.
Where do you think that stems from with you? Like the whole math and analytics and trying to figure out all the little answers, like who's rating this and where can I find these numbers? Where do you think all that kind of comes from?
Well, tell you this much, I was like the above 4.0 student in school, took fucking all the honors and AP classes, and now I'm just doing this bullshit. Like, it ended up not really amounting to much. I've just always, like, I don't know. That stuff always...
That makes sense, though. That makes sense. How did you do in math? Fucking probably killed it.
Pretty well, yeah.
Yeah, it's really weird how like just things from our past that we enjoyed or thought we were good at, and how our lives make different turns. I didn't expect to do this with that, but I'm also combining it with that, like that desire to learn almost.
It's been weird.
Yeah,
it's been weird for me because, like we were saying, like numbers and math and like just STEM shit in general is like I'm so good at that, but I think it's like it can be so boring. And like these days, I much prefer like reading a book or writing a song, or I don't give a fuck about doing like anything like that.
Yeah, because sometimes too, like when you get too in the weeds about analytics with your art, it could piss you off. You're like, oh fuck, we're only at this, or this person thinks this, or we're at this place on this chart, or whatever. Like, like there's definitely pros and cons to it for sure. You gotta have to balance that out. Stuff. Yeah. I bet.
They're tough. They don't let. They're very analytical about.
That's what
things.
I'm saying.
So like a good song will probably like a song that you will deem good. Not even speaking on like my own music, but like just music in general that you like. Like it'll probably be at like a 3.7 or like a 3.5. And then the shit that's like a 5 is like generational classics.
Sure.
Yeah, that's like they definitely get into like cork sniffer territory, like only the most, like experimental, like unique shit in there gets like a high score. Meanwhile, like sometimes I just want some meat and potatoes, fucking a good song. I don't need it to be
just give me a cool riff to listen to.
Yeah, I don't need a 19-minute song with like 4 movements and like a live orchestra and shit.
Yeah. Just keep it simple. Sometimes less is better.
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes nothing is better.
There you go.
Complete silence. Kick right in.
So
with something stupid.
My favorite, like it's like my favorite album ever. It's this electronic album called Geo Gotti by Boards of Canada. The very last song. So when they were writing this album, they wanted to have 666 like everywhere on it. So when you download the WAV file of the album, it's 66.6 megabytes. The runtime is 66 minutes and 6 seconds. There's a song called The Devil's in the Details where like it's written with the 6th interval as the primary chord. Like it's all over. I love it. But
what's that band's name again? Or the artist?
Boards of Canada.
Boards of Canada.
Yeah, they're crazy ARG too.
Oh yeah,
the shit that you showed us was insane.
They did one of the most insane album releases I've ever heard of for their last album, which was like 2013. But the point I was getting at is the last song on this album is like 1 minute and 30 seconds of literal just silence. And it was so they could get the album to the 66 minute and 6 second runtime. I love shit like that.
It's the little things like that, like a track of silence, but like you're stoked on it, because you know that backstory, you know why they did it, why their ADHD needed to do it. Like, you just get it from multiple levels.
Yep.
You know? So I know you guys have already said you're working on new music, you know, hopefully a new album this year. I know Jake, you've got some tours up with Toothless coming. But Sleep Sculptor, what does 2026 look like? If you can be like, these are the things we want to do by the end of the year, what would that look like?
I think definitely. Oh, yeah, you can go ahead, man.
I was just gonna say, personally, I'd love to see this new stuff out. Like, that's it. I'd love to play more shows. Sleep Sculptor has always been like my favorite band to play music in because I think I get the most release from that performing it, and like, just the most satisfaction around like playing it, performing it, like the whole thing, like putting work into making the stuff, like like I feel like being a Sleep Sculptor makes me better at being an artist. So I want to do more this year, like 100%.
And I think I might remember, but I think James was saying that you guys are even working on new Toothless material too.
Yeah, so I just joined that, so I'm pretty much just playing catch up on. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just play bass and lose my mind like I do for Sleep Sculptor, but just with a bigger guitar. That's it.
Well, it sounds like a busy year. A lot of music going on. Hopefully, a lot of shows and a couple release parties or a couple release shows coming up.
That's my hope. That's my goal for this year.
Toothless with special guest Sleep Sculptor.
Well, yeah.
Listen to the new albums. Two new albums.
We have
you?
Sleep Sculptor and Toothless have played the same show a couple times. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I didn't have to do the double set, but James did. But with the addition of Scorched Minds, we always joke around. We're like, when are we going to do the Kill James tour? And it's just all three of our bands. And it's just us switching places the whole time. Like,
you guys just stay up there. You don't even have to do a set change. Just pull the banner behind you down, and you're good to go. I'm
like, let me get a green tea, a water real quick. You know, maybe a fucking sandwich or something. I don't know.
Eating the sandwich while you're playing bass. That's cool. What are your hopes, Kyler?
I definitely got a lot of like positive, just like I loved playing the show in Brooklyn. So for me, I'd really love to do like a week or like 2-week run if we could. Whatever makes the most sense for Float, because he has to like fly in. That shit sucks. But that and the same thing, the new songs we have are so fucking cool, and I feel like there's not much else that sounds like it, and I'm ready to just get those recorded and out there as well. I don't know if we'll have an album out this year, but we've been kind of floating around because, like, not to get too into the weeds and like writing stuff, but I wrote a bunch of the songs on like a 7-string guitar, which is what we typically would play. Like all the old stuff is a 7-string. And then I got really into these like long scale baritone guitars. So I have this like really long scale Strat, and I've been writing like a ton of shit on this, and it's tuned like even lower basically to what a typical bass would be tuned to because of Meshuggah and Loathe and all those bands. And I feel like stylistically there's like a split between those songs and the ones written on the 7-string. So even like 2 EPs is what I'm getting at instead of a whole album. Yeah, we've been floating different ideas around, but putting music out and playing more shows is definitely the overall priority, I think, for all of us.
Well, if somebody were to come up to you guys and say, hey, where's the best place for me to stay updated on everything Sleep, where would you send them? Where are they going?
I'd probably send them to our Instagram currently. It used to be different. We used to be like way more active on like Facebook. We had a Facebook group, but it's pretty like Facebook's gone down. Like we were getting like attacked by bots in our group. I had to like close down like public. Yeah, it was terrible.
Oh damn.
So like, yeah, I'd get like fucking like bed ads and like ads for shoes and like I'd get like 1,000 message requests a day, or not message requests, requests to post a day. So that group kind of just dissipated. We do have a Discord too. It's not like super active, but we were hoping to like kind of rekindle that group because we had like a few years ago that group was like, hey guys, like we're letting you guys know that this is our next move, like this is what we're doing, we're gonna be hanging out here, and we kind of gave people some like preemptive information, and like it was like the inner circle type thing.
Yeah.
And it was really fun. Like we had such a good time. We made so many good friends and good jokes and inside jokes that have become pieces of merch and shit like that.
Yeah.
But I would say Instagram, and then if you really, really want to keep up our Discord, which you know what, I'll post it on our Instagram today.
Hell yeah, there you go.
Even if they don't see it like this episode today, like I'll just do it anyway.
Yeah,
I'll post the link. Our Instagram's Sleepsculptor PA. I think it's Sleepsculptor _PA, if I'm not mistaken, but it should come up. And that's Sleepsculptor, one word, always.
Yeah.
And it's.
I actually had to look that up. I'm like, fuck, is it 2 words or 1? Because like when I was making the poster, I had like finalized everything, and I was looking back. Okay, one more check. And there was one name that I forgot to add a T. There was 2 T's at the end. I think I just didn't know that. But then I also realized I spread your name out in 2 words, and I'm like, no, I can't do that. That's probably not how they want to do it.
Man, it's all good. This has been like a thing for us forever. Like people will split it up. People will put sculptor with an ER, an AR. Like it's just an ongoing thing. So
I think that's how I originally spelled it too. Was the ER at the end?
Yeah, it happens. Like it's just programs up here to just be like, hey, it's Sleepsculptor, one word, TOR.
Yeah.
Dude, Jake, what was the meme from a couple years ago where we were like, no, this is Sleepsculptor?
Oh, someone. Yeah. Someone on like, I think they commented, or I think they made a Facebook post or something, and they were like confusing us for another band, but they were like, no, it's not Sleepsculptor, it's Sleepsculptor, and spelled it exactly the same. But like they were like 100% dead ass. Like they weren't playing around. Like they were like, it was just mind blowing. I was like, what's happening right now? Like,
the Matrix.
Yeah, like there's not like a competing Sleepsculptor that has Sleepsculptor UK or whatever. Like they just tagged us twice and was just like, no, that's Sleepsculptor, not Sleepsculptor.
All right.
Yeah, man. I guess. Yeah, sure.
I will take it. I will take the tag or the share or whatever it was. I'll take it.
I'll take it, man.
Yeah. Anything to spread awareness, I'll take it. We're not sleep. You should go on stage like that. We are not Sleepsculptor. We are Sleepsculptor. Here we go. Just go with it. That's another merch. That's another merch item for you. We are not sleep. And then just to put it in like a different font. We are not Sleepsculptor in like a kind of generic font, and then we are which are like bleeding fucking aggressive font. That would be funny.
Or you could use like Impact or like, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
What's it called? Like Papyrus or something good.
Yeah. Well, you guys, thank you so much for coming on this and diving into this song and, telling us what it means to you and talking about some feelings and shit. I feel like it's fun to get that stuff out every once in a while. And I think the more that we are talking about it, the more others will, and we gotta keep our head safe here. we gotta keep our absolutely. And it was a blast seeing you guys at Gold Sounds. I mean, I had never seen you before, but I think out of all the bands, you were the standout for me, and it was because of the energy.
Because of the energy.
Yeah, dude.
I'm sorry, Bor. I'm sorry to say that, Bor. I'm sorry, Bor. Sorry, Miracle Blood.
We love Bor. Bor was so sick. Everyone.
Oh my god, they're just fucking amazing. Yeah, it was just an overall great show, but I just felt like energy-wise, you guys were the standout, and so I'm like, I know we kind of chatted before. I don't know, things kind of got lost in messages, but I'm like, they need to come on ASAP, and I need to get this in because I'm usually like a month and a half behind on interviews, and it kind of sucks because the people ask when it comes out. I'm like, probably like 4 or 5 weeks from now, or something like that. But I was just like, no. With like the Toothless tour, the Boar tour, everything, I'm like, we're pushing this one up. It needs to. So thanks for coming on. I hope that your fans and your listeners can learn a little bit more about who you guys are as people and feel more connected with you after listening to this.
Yeah, we're Sleep Sculptor, not Sleep Sculptor. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, exactly.